court for their support, and when I approached the court members about putting up reward money for the fallen officer and try to find those folks that have done had killed him, and they were very forward with it and want to know what else we can do. So I just want to thank them publicly because it was a fiscal court effort. Appreciate that, guys, and the community has very much supported your all's thoughts there, and hopefully things will work out. First order of business would be the minutes from the May 21 meeting. These were mailed to the magistrates last week. Any corrections or changes to the minutes?
None noted. Motion to approve.
Motion been made by Sam Hutchins to approve. Second by Jerry Hahn. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Madam Recorder, let note that Magistrate Jeff Lear is absent today. I forgot to mention that before we got started. Now I'm sure you've already got that. We have a guest attorney with us today. We have Janie Height and taking Matthew's place in the seat of county attorney. Bills list and your transfers. There'll be one more bills list and probably some more transfers by the end of the year. Internal processing. Any questions on the bills list?
I've got one.
Is that all?
On the jail fund, how's the smoky vac thing coming?
We have our study back. I'll get you a copy of it. Just got it back about.
Is that what this price is for? The $37.50?
That was an invoice.
That's half they gave the price of around $7,000 to review.
That's half of it.
Analyze it, and that's kind of their review, their analysis. Their report came out last week.
Well, did you get
a copy? You're on the jail.
Did you get a report from Timmy Talbot the other day when he had his engineers up there looking at?
No, I haven't got anything.
He told me he was going to get back with me too.
Yeah.
Did he get anything, Dean?
I haven't got anything yet. He's talking about from the manufacturer.
Right.
Yeah. But you'll get all the information as I collect it.
Okay.
But you and who else is on the jail?
Burner.
Burner. Yeah, you and Burner are on the thing.
I would anticipate a project coming out of this thing to fix these things, probably.
Oh yeah, I've already sent a letter to the state telling them we're going to move forward with it. That we've got money budgeted and so forth.
I got one more question if nobody else does. What about these rear containers? Is that new containers?
Yes, sir. We'll buy probably
About every
twice a
2
year, maybe.
years.
And what they are is rear load containers. They're dumpsters.
Dumpsters where we sit around, they do rust out and get contaminated.
Yeah.
We'll go in a big chunk and we'll buy like whole tractor trailer load is what we do keep.
What do you do with old ones? Salvage them, scrap them?
Scrap them, or we will cut them, the bottom out to use that bottom and another bottom if there's anything.
If you could reline something?
The problem with relining is it's light out so bad there's nothing well to. Sometimes we use them for our recycling drop-offs because you got retrofit them. But we got to be real careful with those dumpsters because people get written up for health department violations when they're leaking.
Right.
So, you know, you got to be careful how far.
And those are unit prices, by the way, Keith. We get unit prices on that.
Correct.
And when we get quotes, so it's below the threshold, but when you add the volume, it goes over the threshold.
That's all I got. Thank you.
The last one you answered about the damage to the building,
Okay, yeah.
so we're good.
Make a motion, pay the bills and transfers that
Thank
percentage.
you, Bernard.
I'll second the motion.
Second by Keith Metcalf. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry.
Keep there with that UK Ford box.
I seen that $1,000.
$1,000, yeah. That's their final payment. On the agenda, I did put, last year we allowed the 4-H shooting sports program to use the old quarry site. Sam, I think you're aware of that through the 4-H program.
Yes,
I would ask Fiscal Court if we could let them to do that on June the 22nd of this year.
I think it's a good idea.
I get a motion to approve.
Motion to that effect.
Motion been made by Sam, second by Keith Metcalf. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. They usually provide us a certificate of insurance on that too.
Correct.
Next order of business would be first reading of zoning request number 2391. That's Donald and Debbie Mudd, A1 to R1A, 1.6 acres on Stonehouse Road. Normally we would hear that at our second court meeting. At the request of the property owner, at the request of planning and zoning, they asked us to review this at our first meeting if we could. That would allow the guy to build some houses to expedite his zoning. Planning Commission approved of this by a vote of 10-0. This is out on Stonehouse Road, which is in the suburban area, right at the edge of the suburban area, probably. Depends on which way you look at it there, but Sam made a good point that over the years we have denied some of these zonings in the rural areas where they take a 5 or 6 acre tract and try to track them up. But in this particular case, Sam, I think there was a lot of R1As around this property already.
It is, and of course, the city's moved out in that department now, out in that area.
And that Jeff's,
Yes.
yeah, and Jeff was aware this was going to be on the agenda, and he never indicated to me he had a problem with that. But I would make a recommendation. Actually, I'll make a motion in the absence of Jeff, if I could, to approve. If I can get a second.
I'll second.
Second by Bernard Ice. Is there any further discussion? All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Danny will have to get that on.
I will do that.
Thank you. Okay, next order of business would be the second reading of the 2013-14 budget. Court has approved on first reading. We've advertised for second. Motion to approve on second reading and adoption, if I could.
Can we amend and take all Jeff's money? He should know better than to go on vacation at a time like this.
I'll make a motion. Thank you. Thank you, Bert, for creating goodwill moving forward.
I'll make a second.
Second by Sam Hutchins. I'll make sure that she has that in matter of record, too. All approve, say aye. Disapprove? Motion carried. Now, bear in mind, everything in here is subject to change.
All right.
Correct.
Question. Did we add Wickland?
We've got money in our, in some blacktop money for that. Yeah,
Okay.
about 35, 4,000, I think we looked it up. What, 5,000, I can't remember what it was now.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I've got, you gave me the report on it, so,
I gave you an
yeah,
estimate.
yeah.
To overlay Wycliffe.
Definitely,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. We patched it last year. I just think it needs it.
Just 16 foot's all it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah.
it's Wycliffe. It's 200 years old.
I know.
Is it greater?
Thank y'all.
Oh, no, you asked me about that. I thought I had mentioned that at the last court meeting, but maybe I didn't. Road Department report, had a request from Maywood Homeowners Association. A few years ago, we did a little experiment with the Homeowners Association where they put some speed humps in there, and it seems to be working out real well. The folks out there like it. They bought the speed humps, and we installed them, and I think it's working out well, Jim. I haven't had any complaints on them. I don't know if you have or not. They've asked for some additional speed humps. Sam, that's your district. I always kind of look at the magistrate in that district. He's the one that's got to live.
Where are they asking them?
Cameron Drive and Laurel Drive.
I'll give you a copy of the letter, and it should have been in your mailbox.
I didn't get a copy.
A couple weeks ago, probably.
I didn't see it.
Okay. Well, maybe
It's,
I'll get you a copy. Cameron Drive, Laurel Drive, Maywood Avenue. Location to be determined.
Right now, they're on,
They're-
there's two
Main
on the
drive
main
coming in.
entrance.
Maywood Drive, Maywood Avenue. Laurel, really?
Yeah, I'm a little,
You guys want to discuss and get back to me on it? There's no
I think
fire
so.
exit allowed.
The only problem with them being is plowing.
it's plowing snow. Originally, they were gonna take them up through the winter, and then they've never,
Well, we started to do that, and our guys said they know where they are.
That's
So,
what we have to do is mark them where they
Yeah.
are. If we get a new guy out there, he may not know where they are.
yeah, and tear them up,
So we
so.
haven't had 2 winters that we had to worry about when you see them, but there are where the snow's this deep and you don't see.
once you get with Jim and
I will.
we all discuss it. 'cause
I'm a little
I'm presenting.
skeptical of one of these, for sure, so, and they're
I thought it
also
was a
wanting
little-
a four-way stop.
I thought it was a little much.
They're wanting a four-way stop at Maywood Avenue and Laurel, and the entrance to the clubhouse.
Sam, is the homeowner association paying for that, or they're requesting?
Yes, no,
they're
they're
paying, they're taking care of it.
Sam, once you get with Wendell or Jim Parker's the one that presented this letter to me. Yeah. You know Jimmy?
Yeah,
Well, who paid for the ones that's out
They
there?
did.
they did.
County's policy, we don't do that.
Yeah, no, we don't want to get into,
That's the
We
reason
don't get
I
in
asked.
that.
No,
We don't
and-
want to do that.
We don't want it.
it's in the letter that,
So that's a county road and they put speed bumps on. But the
Yes.
association is the one that,
It's a hump.
The
It's a hump.
association paid for those speed bumps pumps about $2,000 each.
A little better,
We installed,
26.
County Road Department used our labor to install. They're designed for speed bumps. They're nice speed bumps. I mean, they're not some.
Just like going into the.
I've seen them, yeah, but my question is, I've been asked a time or two about speed bumps on a road.
Here's not, you wouldn't put them on a road. This is a subdivision, neighborhood type thing, a little different than county road. I wouldn't put them on any county road, just to slow people.
Absolutely.
If you've got, the only neighborhood you've got that I think of, well, you've got 2 or 3, but they're not so big.
This was a pilot project for us, guys. You all remember that? And the pilot
Absolutely.
project was, if the homeowners association, which represents the entire, they're the governing body of that organization. If they present the letter and a vote by their governing body, then the court moved forward with it. Other than that, not just some citizen asking for a speed hump. You can't have a wildcatter out here.
Right.
Yeah, once. But so, they as an organization, or I use for a small governmental entity within themselves, or governing themselves, it worked real well. But for an individual, you can't have
But they
that.
also agreed to pay for them.
Yeah.
But they, you can get too many. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Major deal. You know.
I'm sure they'll work with you, Sam, on that, 'cause I don't care either way, it's worked out well. The signage is good, and it seems to be working good, and I'm surprised that Woodlawn Springs and a few other homeowners associations have tried some of those. Bull Run update.
Bull Run, we finished the concrete reinforced box culvert, 114 feet long. Finished it 2 Fridays, a week ago. We broke cylinders. That means the strength of the concrete, the strength proved good. They can start backfilling now. All they're really doing right now is drilling and blasting from borrowed material. There's no other work going on. They'll be starting, hopefully they'll start the water line relocation in a couple of weeks.
Okay, Kentucky 247 Harristown Road update. I actually got an email from Patty Dunaway this morning, who's the chief district engineer out of Elizabethtown, and they anticipate, Keith, about another month. By the time they get their blacktop on, it might be 5 weeks, a week either way, but
I've got information from Josh Hornback, Dean, if you want.
what did he give you?
It's a $1.25 million project. He thinks about 6 weeks to totally complete.
Yeah.
Time you pave it, stripe the road and all that. They got those tieback walls, you've seen the pictures we
Yeah.
showed you. The upper tieback wall, which is the one up on the hillside, they're working on it this week. Now they got a GCS wall to be built. A GCS wall is a geosynthetically confined soil wall. It's a big, huge monolithic type wall, but it's tied to the soil with either steel straps or fabric or something. I'm not real familiar with. I asked for a detail what they're going to use, but those type of walls, they call them GCS walls. Okay, they're like what you see on these interstates with these panels holding, where these roads go up and the bridges. That's a GCS wall. So they're looking at something like that. I didn't get a detail.
Instead of piling,
And it's a GCS wall. They got to dig down so deep to put a footer. Now, I don't know how deep. I didn't get a detail from Josh. That's what I was wondering, because you and I were talking.
Right.
I wasn't familiar with exactly what they meant by GCS wall at that time. So anyway, that's kind of interesting. But they put a big, some sort of concrete blocks down in there that are tied to the soil at the bottom where the river is. They ought to do a good job.
And for those folks who are not familiar with the project we're talking about, we had a major road failure in Howardstown area where the river basically undercut the highway. The road sunk about 6 to 8 feet, and it required a completely rebuild. Traffic's been, I guess, blocked off there for about, 2 months now?
2 months.
Yeah, so actually, considering all circumstances and the massive amount of how big the project is, 4 to 6 weeks is not a long time. But
No.
Patty seemed to indicate 4 weeks is going to be a
And even
pretty
though
good.
1.25 is a lot of money, it's not a lot.
They did a lot of work. They have done a lot of work.
Yeah,
That includes the GCS wall.
last Friday, they hauled, rock quarry was just for them. They hauled endless loads of rock up there.
If anybody would like to, media would like to have some pictures, Jim, I think you emailed me those.
Did I?
Yeah, if you didn't, would you do that? And I can get Tom them, anybody would like to have some, Randy?
You see how deep he's cutting it, dude?
Those are the tieback walls you're looking at. That's where they drill into the side about 60 feet with,
And
And then
bear in
they
mind,
poured
this
us
is a state highway, a
Shot
rural
through
secondary
rock.
road. Fiscal court technically
That's neat.
does not maintain that road, but we actually help oversee, as county judge, we help oversee some of the operations there. We'll move on then. I put on the agenda the deeds for the Pottery Shop Manton Road project. Court's already agreed to accept that property into our, I just want to enter these in a matter of public record. We'll record those with our court documents, please.
that allows us to proceed on with the relocating Potter Shop.
Jim, I'm going to let you give the rest of your road department report, then I'm going to go to some of our guests here today, since they've got business to deal with.
We're boom mowing, I mean, we're bush hogging, we're still in, we've almost completed 4 districts. We're still in District 5, but we should be finishing up today, going into District 2. That'll be, once we get in about a week and a half, we'll be done.
Your district.
First full round.
Is this the first time for you, Sam?
Yeah,
Yeah, we haven't got.
it's gotten a little woolly.
It's not bad.
Got a hay baler?
All the weeds are seed.
Good thing we do have a bush hog.
You got those thistles?
All the weeds are seed and same.
No, there's a lot of statutes on the law, state laws on the book dealing with thistles and magistrates.
That's okay.
We are widening Greer Lane, it's going pretty good, we've been on it about 2 weeks now. We relocated we reinstalled 2 cross drains and built a catch basin out there. Radar crew's laying a few pipes here and there, did some on Walter Hall, we've got one on Greer Lane today. Entrance pipe was done yesterday on Wilkerson Road. Jerry, we're gonna get that one on Plum Run. We went out there the day you called about it, and fixed it to where it wouldn't fall in.
Yeah.
We're gonna replace it tomorrow, hopefully.
But it was falling in back.
Yes. Yeah, about 2 foot over.
Good
They have,
patch.
those old concrete pipes pull apart underneath the road. So
Appreciate that.
that's about it.
Okay,
Road department.
thank you, Jim. I know you got a lot of projects going on now.